Hello everyone, welcome to my channel The Teaching Show. If you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon for more updates. I'm Dr. Poonam Nigam and I'm developing a course on process calculations. In previous video, we had seen how to perform degree of freedom analysis and how to use it for problems involving multiple units. So in this video, I have taken two problems from Himmelblau. These are unsolved problems. So let's get started. So first problem, it deals with a two-stage separation unit. I have been given the feed flow rate, but all the product streams flow rate are not known. The mass fractions of these are given, and it has been asked to calculate the mass flow rate of this process stream, which is going from unit 1 to unit 2, and its composition. Okay, so we will start step by step. First of all, we are choosing basis as 1000 kg per hour of feed, and then second step is I am drawing a fully labeled flow chart. Fine. Now my third step is to calculate the degree of freedom at each and every subsystem. So first, calculating the degree of freedom at unit 1. There are 4 variables, namely M3, M2 and 2 of these mass fractions. How many equations I have? Because I have 3 components, so I can write 3 independent equations. So my degree of freedom is 1. Let's check unit 2. In unit 2, how many variables I have? M4, M5 and 3 of these. So I have 5 unknown variables. How many equations I have? Again 3. So my degree of freedom is 2. So I cannot start my calculations by either taking material balance on unit 1 or unit 2. So what other option I have? I can take overall balance. So let's check degree of freedom on this entire system. Okay. So for the overall system, how many variables I have? M3, M4 and M5. I'm going to remind you that you have to just consider those streams which are cutting this envelope. Okay, so that's why this process stream which is going from unit 1 to unit 2, it is not coming into picture. So number of unknown variables are then 3, M3, M4 and M5. How many equations I have? 3 independent equations. So I can start my calculations by taking overall balance. Fine. So let's do that. I'm writing all the 4 equations over here, total balance and each of the component balance. But I'm reminding you that out of these 4 equations, only 3 of them are independent balance equations, because you can see if you add toluene, benzene and xylene, then together the addition of these 3 equations will give you the first equation. So that means only 3 equations are independent, but I am going to make a choice out of these 4 which 3 I am going to use. Okay, so let's see the xylene balance. It contains only one unknown, M5. So I am going to solve xylene balance. Then I will get the value of M5. I can put it either in total balance or in toluene balance. The toluene balance, it looks a little lengthier, right? So I'm going to use total balance now. So if I put the value of M5 in total balance, I will have 2 equations. First, this total balance, which is in now M3 and M4, and another is benzene balance, which is again in M3 and M4. Okay, so I will have 2 equations with 2 unknowns. I will solve them simultaneously to get the value of M3 and M4. So let's do that. First, take xylene balance, find M5, put that in total balance. Then I get the equation in M3 and M4. I have benzene balance again in M3 and M4. Solve these 2 equations simultaneously and get the value of M3 and M4. So now by taking overall balance, I have got 3 values, M5, M3 and M4. So I'm going to update my flowchart. So now these values are known. Okay, let me again check my degree of freedom on unit 1. Now there are 3 unknowns and there are 3 equations. So degree of freedom is 0. I can take balance on unit 1 and solve this problem. Similarly, let me take a degree of freedom analysis, or let me do in degree of freedom analysis on unit 2. Again, I have 3 unknowns, 3 equations, so it is 0. So I can use either of these balances. Okay, so I'm choosing to do material balance on unit 2. Okay, one more thing I am doing is, often in your books you will observe that when you don't know the flow rate and also the composition of any stream, sometimes in books it is written, what you do is that you take mass flow rate of individual component. So computationally both of them are of the same difficulty level. Okay, it's a matter of choice. So I'm going to use this notation in problem 17, and the coming problem 18 I will be using the other notation, just to make you familiar that both of them are easy to handle. Okay, so right now the three variables which I have chosen is the mass flow rate of each of the three components. So let's see, I will take first toluene balance. So the mass flow rate of toluene, which is going into the unit 2, that should be equal to what, M4 into 0.95 plus M5 into 0.1. So I get the mass flow rate of toluene. Similarly, I am taking benzene and xylene balance and getting the values. So if I add all these flow rates, like mass flow rate of toluene and benzene and xylene, I get the total mass flow rate of stream 2. Okay, so total mass flow rate of stream 2 was asked in the problem. So I am adding 396.14 plus 19.68 plus 200, that gives me 615.82 kg per hour. Now further we have been asked to calculate the composition of the stream. It's very straightforward. Mass fraction of toluene is 396.14 divided by 615.82. I get 0.643. In a similar way, I am going to calculate the mass fraction of benzene and xylene. So what I have done now, by using degree of freedom analysis, I have calculated the flow rates of all the streams plus the composition of the unknown stream. Okay, so by using degree of freedom analysis, it becomes very easy to make a judgment regarding from where to start your calculations. Let's understand this by taking another problem. This is a problem of distillation with reflux. On the first look, now it looks more complicated because you have 3 units now, and if you count the number of variables which are unknown, they are about 16 variables. Okay, so I can write 16 equations and solve them simultaneously and get these values of these 16 unknown variables, but that will be a cumbersome task. So let's attack this problem step by step. Okay, so let's first identify that you have physical constraint. And what is that physical constraint? That the mass fraction, summation of mass fraction of any stream should be equal to 1. So immediately I can write what is the value of x1c, 0.2. Similarly, if I apply that physical constraint to this stream, I will get the value of x2c as 0.5. So in all there are 8 streams, so I can write 8 such physical constraint values, and I can find 8 unknown variables. Okay, so I can find this value is 0.2, this is 0.6, this is 0.9, this is 0.8, this is 0.7. For this, if we apply, then I can write any of the mass fraction in terms of the other 2. Okay, so 8 variables have been taken care of. Now I'm just updating my flowchart. Okay, so now I have 8 more unknown variables. This I'm going to find out by applying material balance. So before applying material balance, I will check the degree of freedom on each of the component. So if I check degree of freedom on component on unit 1, what I find is that there are 5 unknowns, M3, M4, M6 and 2 of these compositions. Okay, and there are only 3 equations, so degree of freedom is 0. On unit 2, I have 3 unknowns. And how many equations I have? Because these 3 streams, they only have A and B and no C. So I can write only 2 independent balance equations. So my degree of freedom is 3 minus 2 equal to 1. Let's check my degree of freedom on unit 3. Unknowns I have are 1, 2 and 3 over here. So 5. And I have only 3 independent balance equations. So degree of freedom is 2. So on none of these units my degree of freedom is 0. So I cannot start calculations by taking material balance across any of these units. So let us go and check the other option which we have, that is doing degree of freedom analysis on the entire system. Okay, how many unknowns I have? M5, M7 and M8, 3. How many equations I have? Again 3. So my degree of freedom is 0. So let's start our calculations by taking overall balance. Okay, I'm taking overall material balance on component A, component B and component C. You will observe that the material balance on component C, it is an equation with only one variable, so it directly gives me the value of M8, which is 1000 kg per hour. Now I can put this value of M8 in the component B balance. Then I get an equation which is in M5 and M7. So I have two equations, balance on A and balance on B, which are in two variables, M5 and M7. I can solve them simultaneously and get the value of M5 and M7. So after taking overall balance, I have got three values of M5, M7 and M8. Let me update my flowchart. Okay, now again I will go and check my degree of freedom in each of the unit. Nothing has changed at unit 1. So degree of freedom is again 2. But on unit 2, let's see. My degree of freedom has reduced to 0 because now I have two unknowns and two independent equations. Similarly, on unit 3, if I do degree of freedom analysis, I have three unknowns and there are three equations which I can write. So again I have a degree of freedom which is 0. So I am choosing to solve first unit 2 because it is just two variables. Okay, so I am taking component A balance and component B balance across unit 2, and since both of them are in M3 and M4, so I have to solve them simultaneously to get the values. Okay, so now I have calculated M3 and M4. Fine. Now I will go and do my calculations on unit 3. I could have easily gone and done my calculations on unit 1 as well, because my degree of freedom has now reduced to 0 over here after knowing these two flow streams. Okay, then I can also solve unit 1, but I am choosing to solve unit 3. Okay, so let's write down the equations for that. Immediately, if I write a total balance, then M7 plus M8 is equal to M6. So I get one variable. Then I can take toluene balance, I can take C balance because it appears only in stream 8. Okay. Similarly, I will take A balance because it appears only in stream 7. Fine. So I'm going to take A balance and C balance. So that's what I'm doing. Total material balance directly giving me the value of the flow rate of stream 6. Then taking component C balance and finding out the mass fraction of component C in stream 6. Then I take component A balance and find out the mass fraction of A in stream 6. So once I know two of the mass fractions, the third one can be calculated by just subtracting these two from 1. This is my physical constraint. Okay, so I get the value of 0.363. Now this is my total balanced flow sheet. So by following whatever the steps I have given, we could solve for 18 of the unknown variables. Okay, and the problem looked complicated at the first hand. When we saw that problem, there were so many unknowns, but if you target it, I could solve it within 5 minutes. Okay, so this is my balanced flow sheet, and if you follow your degree of freedom analysis, you can easily find out where to start your calculations and how to proceed further. So what you do is, again I will emphasize, what you do is, first of all, what we had done, we had taken the overall balance because the degree of freedom was 0 in the entire system, calculated M5, M7 and M8. Okay, then we again checked our degree of freedom on unit 1, 2 and 3. We found that the degree of freedom was 0 on unit 2 and unit 3. So we decided, okay, because unit 2 has less number of components, so I first solved this block. Okay, got the value of M3 and M4. Then I had a choice. I could solve either block 1 or block 3. Okay, so I decided to solve block 3. Fine, and then got the other values. So the problem becomes very simple if you follow the steps which I had taught you in all my previous videos. So if you have not seen them, please go and do a detailed and systematic study. Okay, thanks a lot for watching this video, and I look forward to more interaction with you. So if you have any problem, please leave it in the comment section and I will address those problems. Thanks a lot for watching my video. Please don't forget to like it. Thank you very much.